Hey everybody, this is my GrapheneOS phone. Been running for a couple weeks now. Just want to do a little review and let everyone know what I think of it, how it's going so far, what apps I'm using and not using, and so on and so forth. So I went with the Pixel 6a because it was their cheapest phone. The main reason was because it was the smallest phone. My previous model that I'm recording on now had a 6-inch screen. This is a had a 6.1-inch screen. This is also a 6.1. Does have a different screen to body ratio and a bit of a some thick bezels around the edge. So definitely not a flagship phone, but it's decent hardware still. And I like the smaller form factor, being able to have the phone, just in one hand. So, anyways, we'll get right to it. Most of the graphene reviews I've seen, the phone isn't really set up. It just kind of has that super basic stock layout. So mine's fully set up now. I got wallpapers and stuff like that. So we'll go over it real quick. Cheap case, raised edges just for some basic protection, but still want to get that kind of minimalist feel to it. Fingerprint reader works great, no problems there. For the background, I just went with a basic clock, nice, aesthetically pleasing background. For the main wallpaper, I just have a nice forest view. I don't like clogging up the screen with a bunch of widgets and apps and all kinds of stuff. I like a more clean home screen because my apps are, right here if I need to get to them. So got your basic phone down here, Signal Messenger, the standard browser, which runs through DuckDuckGo, your gallery, and then the camera here. I was able to get the Google camera, so we have all of our Google camera features, night sight, all that fun stuff. As far as the apps go, the only mainstream apps that I really have on here is going to be Amazon, Instagram, and Spotify. I'm working on getting rid of those, but got to retain some stuff. So Amazon AntennaPod is just a podcast app similar to Spotify. Apps is just a list of all your apps. Auditor is something that you don't really mess with. Aurora Store, that is your Google Play Store copy, basically, where you get all of your apps. Calculator, that's the standard graphene camera, which sucks, but it does have the QR code reader, so it does have some use. The Google camera does not, so I do use both. Google camera right here, clock, the app for my Garmin watch, which I was very happy to get. That was kind of one of the deciding factors, is me being able to connect my watch properly and still get updates. Contacts, Element, which is a messaging app. Files, similar to the File Explorer on any other Samsung or Android phone. Photo gallery, Instagram. I got a password managing app. Magic Earth, that's my current Google Maps substitute. I'm still kind of working out some kinks with that. The base messaging app, which I am using Signal instead of. Microsoft keyboard. I know keyboards track everything. Trying to find a better keyboard app. This is my YouTube. This is another navigation app. I haven't found a way to get my work email on this phone without using Outlook, so still currently using Outlook. I got my Gmail on there as well. Working on finding a better email client. PDF viewer, similar to Adobe PDF Reader. Of course, you got your phone, settings menu, Signal, Spotify. I got a Notes app. That is your standard browser right there. This is a file, photo, and video viewer, and this is a weather app. So by using this and having, like my bank, have like your login for your bank saved as a bookmark and just punch in your password real quick with the browser. I've been able to do pretty much everything I need to do on this phone. I haven't used my flagship Samsung in a few weeks now, and I actually put it up for sale recently, so I am about ready to fully switch. I got a couple apps I got to work on, but besides that, more than happy with it. A few more things to kind of show off real quick. Obviously, it's based off Android, so you have all these standard, Android options and menus and things like that. One thing I want to point out that I've noticed that I really do appreciate, certain apps like Instagram, for example, or actually with all apps for the most part, you can adjust the battery settings for each app individually. So if you're not getting notifications or updates, it's probably on this, which is the default setting for all apps. This allows you to get your notifications and stuff like that, but most apps are set to this by default, which does give you crazy battery life and still full functionality of the app itself. Another thing I really enjoy is storage scopes. Instead of giving access to your whole photo gallery from Instagram, you can give it permission for individual files or folders, for example, and this allows you to only share what you want with them and not everything. So that's a very useful feature, and that applies for the most part to all your apps. Most of the apps by default have that battery manager on like that, and all the apps that require your media, you can choose which files and which storage scopes you want to allow them to have. So it's definitely very useful, very minimalist, very good if you are not trying to do a whole lot on your phone. With the hardware of most flagship phones, you should be able to pull off anything you want to on it. I wouldn't run your business off of this phone or try to be a photographer, but it'll do pretty much everything. I haven't had it get overly warm. I haven't had it have any glitches or malfunctions. Most time I'm running 6, 7, 8 apps in the background without any problems. So very happy with it so far. My hotspot works, 5G works, everything works just fine. Activated it on my carrier. So honestly, no complaints so far, with the exception of having budget phone hardware and missing my flagship camera and a few proprietary features. All in all, a great phone. So if anyone's looking at GrapheneOS, as long as there's not that one app that you just can't get rid of, like Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. Snapchat does not work on this phone. As long as you're willing to kind of break away from some of the more mainstream things, it's a great choice, especially if you're focused on privacy and security. So it's my little basic review. I might do a pros and cons video later, but yeah, for the most part, that's it.